Hey, this is Luke with Saltron. We have another addition to our ultimate quest to find the best lines out there. We have this huge box of lines. We've been doing a lot of tests over the years. And so this latest one is on Beyond Braid. This is a relatively new line. They've been doing some really heavy marketing, and so I've been seeing them all over internet lately. And some requests have come in, so we're going to test it out, and we're going to be testing it against PowerPro Maxcuarto. The reason why I chose it, they're both 20-pound lines. I use 10-pound most of the time. And so this is the lowest they come in Beyond Braid is 20. So I had to get 20, and this one was the closest in diameter that has. So this diameter is actually a little bit thinner. The Maxcuarto is 0.19 millimeters, while this is 0.2. And so we're going to be testing the knot strength in this first test. We're going to be doing casting later, but for this one, knot strength is what we have here, so you know what's going on. I'll show you the test assembly. So we have the test assembly. It's a motorized unit. It'll get some accurate results. And for every knot, I'm going to start with the uni knot on braid to an actual, in this case it's a swivel, but it's going to mimic a hook as well. And then we're going to do a second test with the FG knot for line to line. For every knot, I tie it, I wet it, and then I break it. So here's how it works. You can actually come here and check out this puppy. So this is going to show the breaking point. So go ahead and turn the motor on. And this is the Beyond Braid. So you can see it's steadily going up. 13 pounds. I was not expecting that. So 13.8 pounds is not good at all for a 20-pound braid. So I'll go and retie it and see what happened. But yeah, it looks like it actually broke. So that wasn't the knot pulling out. That actually broke. You can see the knot is still intact. It broke there. So could have been an anomaly. I don't know. But I'm going to switch over to the Maxcuarto. I'm going to tie that up. I'm going to go back and forth. I'll do it 3 to 5 times. And based on the results, right, if it's close, I'll keep going. If it's not close at all, I'll stop. All right, so we'll go ahead and show the first test of the other line as well, so you can see the comparison, and then I'll just give an overview once I tally the results. So we're at 0 now. Go ahead and start it up. See what this breaks at. Again, that 13 pounds was incredibly low. Yeah, so 19.91. So that is much better than the Beyond Braid, but what's surprising is that this 20-pound line isn't really breaking that much stronger than the 10-pound line that I normally test. So that is a little bit interesting. You can see this is a break, right? This broke right at the top of the knot. In this case, it actually stayed on the swivel. So again, we're going to go through these. I'm going to tally it up. At the end, I'll keep testing the uni knot, then I'll do the FG knot, and then I will give you at the end the final synopsis of how they did. See you soon. All right, so the results are in, and we have a very clear winner. So I did 5 rounds of the double uni, then I did 3 rounds of the FG. It was very clear. It's rare that a contest is this one-sided, and so I went ahead and stopped. So the PowerPro absolutely really crushed Beyond Braid. It's rare that, again, a thinner line actually overperforms a thicker line to such an extent. And it really wasn't, I wasn't that much impressed with PowerPros, the 20-pound Maxcuarto PowerPro. I wasn't so much impressed with that. I was actually just unimpressed with the Beyond Braid. It did not do very well. I was actually blown away, as you saw at the beginning, about the fact that, in one case it broke at 13 pounds, but the highest it ever got was 16.6. And that's like the normal for a 10-pound PowerPro. Like a lot of the 10-pound lines I test, break around that same realm, and I was expecting to be times 2, or at least a lot higher than the 10-pound line. So for that reason, I just for that reason, and the fact that it underperformed this PowerPro Maxcuarto, which is again a little bit thinner, I would significantly I would stay away from Beyond Braid. I'll put it that way. And so as far as the stats on the details, so for the double uni knot, going from Beyond Braid to PowerPro, right, switching the one line to the other, going to PowerPro is 36% better. So a 36% increase, that is a big deal. That is much bigger than pretty much any other tests I've done when we're equating line diameters, and usually it's close. This was not even close at all. And so you can see the actual numbers, right? It wasn't even close at all. So the lowest PowerPro was still 2 pounds better than the highest on Beyond Braid. And obviously I did the exact same knot every time. I used the same process. I tried to keep it as close as I possibly could. And so then I switched over to the FG knot. Beyond Braid did better. It did a whole lot better, right? The FG knot doesn't have the hard turn in the knot. And so I was expecting an increase. It actually did pretty good. So it went over 22 pounds, right? 22 pounds to 23 range. The average is 23.12. However, the PowerPro did better. And same scenario where the worst of the PowerPros beat the best of the Beyond Braids. So I stopped at 3. It was a 10% increase in total, which again isn't a huge deal, but just that alone, right? Just this test, it was very clear that the Beyond Braid just did not do very good. It has proven to not have a very strong hold, and particularly with the double uni knot, right? With knots with a hard turn. So just looking from the same lines and comparing the two different knots, this is pretty interesting. On the Beyond Braid, if you go from the uni knot to the FG knot, it was a 51% increase, which is that's way higher than normal. So something about that line can't handle the hard turn, and which most knots have. And then on the PowerPro, again, this was actually closer than I thought. Usually it's around 30%, but the PowerPro actually can handle that hard turn pretty well. So it was just a 21% benefit on going from the uni knot, or I should say the double uni knot, to the FG knot. So yeah, that's the test. I just wanted to show how the test was. I wanted to show the results so that in case you are seeing a lot of ads, a lot of hype, you can just see an unbiased test on these two lines. I have nothing. We're not selling either one of these particular lines. I'm not benefiting by recommending one over the other in any way. I'm really just on the ultimate quest to find the best line for our money. And I'll be doing, this is one of many tests we've been doing. I'll put a link down below on line tests if you'd like to see them. And if you have suggestions on other lines you'd like me to test, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Always looking for new lines to test. And so for this one, I will go ahead and not even bother with a casting contest, just be with how poorly it scored on strength. And so I'll be looking for some new lines. I have a long list already. And so again, please do leave your suggestion, and I'll be sure to check it out, and I'll be sure to buy some if I don't yet have it. So anyhow, thank you so much for your time in watching this video. If you're new to Salt Strong, just know that we're the best online fishing club in America because we actually guarantee that you'll be catching more fish while saving time and money. We do this through our premium education, our exclusive insider community, and huge discounts on all the tackle you need. To learn more, go to saltstrong.com. Otherwise, hope to see you again soon.